Good evening all. So on behalf of Chennai Institute Technology Business Incubation Forum, so I welcome you everyone to the Innovator Skit Series. So everyone is seeing different type of innovator session on everywhere. So during the pandemic situation, so we are getting different type of topics through different type of sessions. So under our Innovator Pitching Series, so today we have the expert into patent portfolio. The topic is under protecting your innovation through patents. So today we have expertise into the patents and copyrights also. Let me introduce Mr. Gupta sir. Whatever the doubts in regard to patent filing and then how to protect your innovation. So the session will cover around 1 hour. So you maybe have questions through chat box by last 15 minutes. So let me hand over session to the expert, Mr. Gupta sir. So you can proceed from your side, sir.
Thank you, Pradesh. Yeah. And I welcome all the participants for this session on IPR or in general towards patent system. I will share the screen and we will straight away go into the session. So it's already getting late. And I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, yes.
Right then.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how many of the participants here are already having knowledge about IPR or in general the patent system. But under the opinion that you are all new to this particular domain of IPR, I will start with a simple example so that you can correlate how this IPR is going to be a part of your day-to-day life. Take for example, you have purchased a piece of land of around 1,200 square feet near your college. What would be your next step? So you have seen the land, you like the particular piece of land, and you have spoken to the particular owner, and both of you have come to your negotiation, and you are going to buy the land from him. So what next? Next step would be the preparation of the documents. In the stamp paper, you would prepare the documents, telling who is the buyer, who is the seller, what is the piece of land, where it is located, what is the boundary of it, the north side, south side. So such details will be made ready in the stamp paper. And then you approach the land registration office, right? There you pay the government fees and get the particular land registered on your name. So here land is a property. It's a tangible property. To purchase a land, you have some legal procedures involved with the state government's one particular department involved there. Similarly, intellectual property is also one sort of a property similar to your land, where the land is a tangible property, but intellectual property is an intangible property. That's the only difference between these two. Similar to the land registration, similar to the land procurement, whatever procedures you followed, similar sort of procedures you need to follow in registering your intellectual property also. The basic difference is that in the case of a tangible property, you will have the piece of land at this particular place, you will show the land and you get registered. Whereas in the case of an intangible property, it will be in the maybe in the form of a prototype, or it will be only in the paper till you come out with a prototype. My one more question here is, why should we get the land registered? What is the purpose there? Why should we get the land registered? You could talk to the seller, pay the amount to him, and get ownership of it. Why should you go to one office, pay the stamp duty, and get it registered on your name? What is the necessity there? There are 3-4 necessities involved, right? One is to prove your right on the land. You need to get it registered. Only then you can build a house or give that particular land on lease to some other people. Generally, to show your right on the land, you need to get it registered. That is one aspect. Second, if someone else is building a house in your land, what is the remedy left with you? You have to approach the court of law. In the court of law, what is the evidence? The registered document on your name is the evidence to show that you are the legal owner of the land. And the last one, it is a property which could be passed on from one generation to after another. After you, that particular piece of land will be passed on to your legal heir, for which also the name transfers should be taking place only after showing the registered document. So for these three purposes, it is mandatory for you to get the land registered. Similarly, in intellectual property also, these three aspects come into picture. To own a ownership on the particular IP you have created, to show the rights on it, you need to get it registered. Second, if someone else is infringing upon your IP, to fight in the court of law, you need this registration. And third, this IP is a legal thing which can be passed on from generations to after generation, for which purpose also you need to get your IP registered. So now I think you'll be understanding a basic idea. So what is the necessity for going for a registration in the case of an IP? Hope you are clear with it. I'll go on further. Say for example, you are purchasing a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler, where again registration comes into picture. Will you take the two-wheeler and the four-wheeler to the land registration office for getting registered? No, there's a different office there. It's an RTO office. So to get a land registered, you need to go to a sub-registered office, and to get the two-wheeler or four-wheeler registered, you need to go to a RTO office. So there are two different offices for registering of two different properties. Both are tangible properties. Similarly, in IP also, you have got 8 sort of rights available. Right from patents, trademarks, GI, copyright, industrial designs, trade secrets, plant variety protection, and integrated circuit design protection, layout design protection. Out of these 8, for an engineer, we predominantly suggest 4: patents, trademarks, copyrights, and industrial designs. These 4, for an engineer, it will be predominantly coming into picture. Whereas the other 4, for an engineer, may not be of use. So in this session, we are going to talk in depth about only the patent system. This is to show that apart from patents, you have got 7 other rights which can be utilized if there is a necessity, depending upon what sort of innovation you have come out with. It all depends upon what you have innovated. Based on which you have to choose one of the two. As we are speaking from the earlier sessions, if it is a land, sub-registered office. If it is a vehicle, it's a RTO office. So depending upon the product, depending upon the property, the particular right is decided upon. Here also, similarly, what have you come out with? What have you innovated? Depending upon your innovation, the rights is being decided upon here. Getting me. Fine. See, this is one sort of a mobile phone that I've been showing you here. The working of the mobile phone, whatever the encoding, decoding, encryption, decryption, conversion of our voice to electrical signal, back to the electrical signal to voice signal, whatever mechanism that is taking place inside this mobile phone, all those technical working of the mobile phone is protected under patent system. Whereas, if you could see here, the arrangement of the keypads on the surface of the mobile phone, it's actually called a D-type keypad arrangement. You know what is the issue with this sort of keypad arrangement? Texting messages or typing emails is extremely difficult. If you want to type in a numeral or a letter G, the number button 4 has to be pressed once. If by mistake twice or thrice has been pressed, it will go to a different character. Then you have to keep on pressing till the G appears. So typing a text or a message is extremely difficult in such phones that I have been showing you on the screen. This is an inherent problem. What could we do to overcome this problem? To overcome it, you would be remembering about the BlackBerry's QWERTY phones that has been introduced, wherein each alphabet is given a particular button. Now tell me, is the working mechanism of the phone differed here? You press a button, a character appears. In this phone, twice a character appears. In the earlier case, for every character, a button was installed. Inside working mechanism has not changed at all. But what has changed is the arrangement of the keypads on the surface of the mobile phone has changed. This arrangement which has been made on the surface of any product is also an innovation. But this innovation is not taken into the patent right registration, but it is going into the design registration. Any innovations that you make on the surface of any product, such sort of innovations go into design registration and not patent. And you could see this is you could see the logo M on the surface, on the top surface of the mobile phone. The moment you see M, you will obviously remember the company Motorola. Motorola is a unique name that is owned by that particular company. No other company in this world can take up this logo M from Motorola. This word, the Motorola, is a unique property designed by the R&D scientist in that particular company, which is also protected, but protected through trademarks. And finally, with any product comes a manual. We don't read it, but actually what a manual states is that how should you use the particular product to get the maximum efficiency from that particular product, which is also designed by the R&D people from the particular company, because they are the one who know the better about the particular product. No one else can know about it. It's a literary work. They have put their ideas on the sheet of paper and they are given to you, telling you use this product in such and such ways so that you will get maximum life out of this product, which is tailor-made for this product alone. You cannot take this manual to any other product. So this is an innovative work in the form of a literary work, which goes under protection through copyright. So any industrial product you look around, not only this mobile phone, you look around, you could see any clocks there, you could see some ACs behind you. Any industrial properties you take, minimum 4 rights will come into picture. Why should I use of these 4 rights? Only one motto: complete protection of the product that you have innovated. Why protection? No one else should illegally use what you have innovated. What happens if someone else is illegally using it? You could take the infringers to the court of law and you could get back the remedies out of them. These things will be happening only if your hard work, the innovative work that you are obtaining after several years of research, has to be protected. How to protect it? There are 8 tools, right from patents, designs, trademarks, copyrights, and the other 4 I have told you. For an engineer, I am going to stress only these 4 IPR tools. And in this session, our main focus is going to be only on patents. So what I'm going to tell in the next 15 or 50 to 60 minutes is that what a patent is, how is it of use to you, an engineer? What are the methodologies that you have to follow in getting your R&D work registered, the procedures and protocols that we follow upon your application submitted for the registration of a work under patents? What other benefits are you going to get after registration? And I'm also going to tell you, is there anyone else who have economically benefited through their product only because of their protection through patents? 1 or 2 case studies, so that will be of boost to you to go further into this particular domain. Fine, let's go on into the patents. Patent is nothing but an agreement. To put in very simple words, it's only an agreement. When I say agreement, 2 parties will come into picture, right? One is you, the inventor. The other is we, the government of India. We are the 2 people involved in this patent. It's between you and us. The inventor, you, and we, the government of India, right? If there is an agreement, there will be some ifs and buts conditions, right? What's the ifs and buts conditions? The conditions that we put on your head is that you have to completely disclose what have you invented. right from the scrap till the completion of your R&D work, whatever you have done there has to be completely disclosed. Even if there have been any failure models, we request you to disclose it. Before achieving a successful model, there would have been n number of failure models. Better to disclose them also. Starting from the scrap till the completion of the project, whatever you have involved, whatever technology you have used there, whatever platforms you have replaced there, everything. Don't hide anything. This is the only condition we are requesting from you. And in return, what are we giving you? Complete protection of the technology that you have disclosed on the paper for a period of 20 years. For this 20 years, you are the single market leader of that particular technology in the world. Not restricted to India. It's single leader in the world. That sort of a big marketplace is being given to you for that particular technology that you have innovated. This is possible only if you go for a protection through patent of your R&D work. In this 20 years, what could you do? What could not you do is the question. You could commercialize your R&D work. You could manufacture the product. You could sell the product. The entire world is your market. If you feel that you do not have that much of a background to install an industry and manufacture it, you could assign it on license agreement to any industry who are pioneers in that particular technology. And during that period, the particular company who are manufacturing the product from you has to pay you a royalty, depending upon some agreements, license agreements between you and the particular company. Or else, if you feel, oh, not necessary, I will completely give out my technology to the party who is interested in this particular field, well, you could do that one also. So you have got so many options left with you to play on the technology on which we have worked upon for the past few years. And this is made possible only if you go for protection. If you have protected your technology through patents, you could be hassle-free, so that you do not fear as to who will infringe upon or who will duplicate upon your technology. I'll give you one case to again stress as to why is this duplication is a big hurdle to innovators like you. Just sit back, relax. I will tell you one case, one story that has happened. It was some 15 years before this has happened. Most of the students coming to colleges are day scholars. They come to the nearest bus stop to board the bus to the college. But the traffic scenario in our place is such that the bus that has to come at 8 o'clock to the bus stop will never come at 8 o'clock. It will come at 8:10, 8:15, 8:20, God knows when the bus will come. And this is not one day problem. It happens throughout the year. So one particular college student realized, what is this? Every day morning, I completely waste some 20-30 minutes of my precious time standing in the bus stop looking where the bus is, when the bus will come. He was completely irritated upon the situation. He thought, I should do something to solve this particular problem. So what he thought is that GPS was at its nascent stage then. So he went to the management, he spoke to the principal, and he got permission to install a GPS tracker, a locator, and a transceiver in that particular bus that is coming to his bus stop. Correspondingly, what is needed? A receiver to receive the locations of the bus and to display it. And also, Android was also at its nascent stage then. So he designed an app through Android OS to integrate this transmitter receiver and the GPS locator. So now he designed a property, to put in simple words. This property is comprising of a GPS locator, transmitter in the bus, the corresponding receiver in his mobile phone, and to coordinate with the receiver, tracker, and the transmitter, an application was developed. This is a innovative work that he has come up with, which is an IP. So he was also aware about this intellectual property rights at that time, and he immediately went for the registration of this particular IP he has developed now. Fine. What happened is that He developed the prototype, installed them in the vehicle, and he was able to track where the bus is. Every day morning, he would open up his app, see where the bus is. When the bus is about to reach his bus stop, some 500 meters about to reach his bus stop, he would start from his home and he will reach the stop and he will board the bus. This was routine. So one fine day, what happened? The other friends of him standing in the bus stop asked, "How is this possible for you? When we are not knowing, we are wasting our time in the bus stop. How could you come exactly at the time when the bus comes?" And he disclosed out what he has invented. And you know, everyone there will be eager of utilizing that particular IP, on utilizing that particular bus tracker system which he has developed. Can he share it to his friends? This is my first question. Okay, if he feels, why is there all my friends? What's wrong in sharing with them? He shares it. What happens next? Is this problem only with this particular college? No. Every college has day scholars, and every day scholars are boarding a bus, and none of the bus comes to the bus stop at the right time. So it's a problem of the entire day scholars. So will not all other college day scholars also in need of this particular device? If that is the case, you can realize the market valuation of this system he has developed. Fine. If that big is the market valuation of the R&D work that he has done, do you think there will not be any duplicate products coming to the market? With respect to our engineering products, the duplicate products will always be cheaper in price and also greater in technology. What happens if someone else is because our engineering products can be easily re-engineered. You open it up, see what is inside. You can easily identify what is inside, and you can easily come up with a duplicate product, which is better in quality and cheaper in price. If that is the case, if such duplicate products come into the picture, whose product will be in great demand in the market? Is your original product, or is that duplicate product that is copycat of yours? Naturally, the duplicate product, which is cheaper in price and higher in quality, will always be in great demand in the market. Then, are you not at great class? You are the actual innovator, but you are not reaping the benefits of the actual innovator. Is it fair? Absolutely not. To overcome this situation alone, we are repeatedly requesting you to go for registration. Here, the particular guy who has come out with this particular product had actually been registered through patents. So what happened is that he had no fear in sharing this particular technology to his colleagues, to his friends, because no one else can duplicate it. Why? Because it is a registered product. If someone else is duplicating it, he could very well take the particular duplicator, the court of law, and get the remedy back from him. So he had no issues in sharing the particular technology with the people. Popularity grew, and one startup company who were also working on the same technology found this device to be very helpful to them. So the particular startup company approached this friend of mine, and they signed an agreement stating that for the next 10 years, my friend will share the complete know-how of this particular technology, the startup company. And every year, the startup company was ready to pay 10 lakh rupees lump sum amount to do this guy. And the startup company would manufacture the product and they will sell the product. Lump sum 10 lakhs every year to this friend of mine. He was fresh out of college then, and he, with that 10 lakh amount that he was receiving every year, he started his own company as a startup company later on, and he was into R&D work. So only one work that was done to overcome his day-to-day problem has given him life. This was possible only because of registration. Had he not registered it, many duplicate products would have come into picture. And that startup company would not at all approach him for this agreement. So everything was possible only because of 3 steps. First, do R&D, come out with some innovative work. That's the first step. Second step, go for protection. The third step, commercialize it. That's the end of the cycle. Innovation, protection, and commercialization. You lack at any one point, the cycle will not be complete and you could not reap the entire benefit out of it. That's why I'm keeping on telling you again and again that registration is an important aspect. to enjoy the first step as well as the third step. Fine. We'll move further. At the end of the day, you are applying for registration. We do all the groundwork to be done on your application, and at the end of the day, it is all decided that you will be given a patent. What actually is given to you is the question, right? This is what is given to you, a certificate. You could see there from the Government of India. You could see very bold at the top. From the Government of India, you are given a certificate. And you could see there a patent number, 6-digit number, which is what is valid for 20 years. And you could also see the fourth line, patentee. That's the place where your name will appear. This is actually given to a German company, so German company's name is appearing there. So in the place of the German company's name, your name will appear. Patentee is what we call. You are the patentee. And if you could go down, you could see two paragraphs, one in Hindi and one in English. And if you could, I don't know how clear it is to you. If you read through that paragraph, it is stated that is hereby certified that a patent has been granted to the patentee. That is you, for an invention entitled. Later comes the title of your invention. You could see in capital letters there. That's the place where your title comes into picture. As disclosed in the above mentioned application, and the term is for 20 years from your date of filing of the application. This is what is told in the patent certificate. Your name will be there, the title of your invention appears here, and also to state that you are the owner of this particular technology for a period of 20 years. This is what is given to you. And you know, this certificate is equivalent to 2 international publications. People who are pursuing PhD know that it is mandatory to get at least 2 international publications to award a PhD. Now UGC as well as AICTE have created that getting 1 patent in India is equivalent to 2 international publications. So you need not worry about international publications. If you get a patent in India, it is equivalent to 2 international publications. So to concentrate more now on the IPR, patents, particularly for engineers. Patents are helping you out in 2 aspects: to obtain a PhD as well as to commercialize your particular technology that you have done for the PhD as your life. So for multiple aspects, the patents is playing a major role in your life. So take this registration in a serious note and make the best use out of it. Fine. Yes, this is a well-known fact. Till now, I was telling for an individual how a patent system will be of use. Now it's for a university. 1/3 of their revenue is from the IP ventures. This is not any general statement. To validate this statement, I have to show you IIT Bombay. This has been taken from the website of IIT Bombay, where they were told, you could see that, you could read there, that technologies and patents are available for licensing at IIT Bombay. You could see what are all those technologies. From the energy and environment, healthcare, ICT, manufacturing, and other technologies. They have got so many 5 categories of technologies, and in each category there are 30-40 innovations available. IIT Bombay's students or professors, they have developed all these technologies. And since IIT Bombay is an education institute, they cannot go for commercialization. Their terms and conditions are in such a manner. So what they do is that they give these technologies for licensing. Any industry that is in and around Bombay will approach IIT Bombay. They will evaluate these technologies that has been protected by IIT Bombay under patent systems developed by their professors and students. And if such technologies are of use to those companies, then they will go for an agreement. It is called license agreement. It will be executed between IIT Bombay and the particular company who is interested in this particular technology. Depending upon the license agreement, every year some lump sum amount will be passed on to IIT Bombay by the particular company. And in return, IIT Bombay will completely share the technical knowledge on that particular technology, which will facilitate the company to come out with the product. The company will manufacture the product, they will sell the product, and they will reap the entire benefits coming out of profits coming out of the particular product. for which IIT Bombay is given every year lump sum amounts, which lump sum amounts will be shared between the professors and the students who have come out with that particular technology. This is what is taking place in IIT. So they have gone to the third stage. They have innovated, they have protected their technological patents, and now they are at the third stage of commercialization. Commercialization is also through licensing, since it's an education institute. You could wonder, maybe this is in Bombay, so they have got so many facilities with them. They could go ahead and go for protection, licensing, everything. But we are in Chennai, down south. Can we go to that level? Is what is the question becoming in your mind? For which I will show you this Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, situated at Coimbatore. And you could see there the names of the scientists. They are all professors working in the Tamil Nadu Agricultural Universities. And you could also see the name of their inventions. And you could also see the Tamil Nadu Agricultural University has also gone for licensing agreements. And this is one patent number, 19834. It's some technology to remove eggs from the seeds. And you could see there they have gone for auctions, gone for tendering. And the minimum bid amount is 10,000 rupees for that particular technology. Whoever is interested to purchase this technology from that particular professor working in Tamil Nadu Agricultural University can come for this bidding. And the minimum bidding is 10,000. Whoever is offering for the maximum bid for him, this technology will be shared upon. And the benefits coming out of this particular bidding will be shared between the professor working in Tamil Nadu Agricultural University and the management of TNAU. So not only IIT, even our Coimbatore-based Tamil Nadu Agricultural University is also in the third level of innovation. Then they have gone for protection, and now they are in the third level of commercialization. This commercialization benefits the university as well as the professors who are working in the university who have come out with this particular innovative work. Similarly, is it not possible in CIT? If your work, R&D work that you are doing there is having a value, is having a worth, you could take up TNAU or IIT Bombay as your role model, and you could also translate your technologies to a third level of commercialization so that you as an individual as well as your CIT, both of you can get benefited. I do not know how many of you will be in that level of translation of your R&D work into commercialization level. If at all, if you have that idea, not forget about protection through patent, without which nothing is possible. Fine. With this background, with this fundamental knowledge to you, I will go into the procedures under the assumption that you have some work with you ready for commercialization. With that assumption, now I am going to tell you how to protect the R&D work that you are having it ready in your hand. What should you do? How should you translate that to paperwork? What are all the procedures involved? What works we have to do there? And also I will tell you what are we going to do in that work that we are going to submit to us. Every aspect I am going to share in the next 30-40 minutes. Fine. When it comes to patent, D bar, it is invention. Innovations and inventions alone are protected through patents. Patents can protect nothing else but inventions and innovations. If inventions and innovations are to be protected, then what does an invention mean? Invention means any machine, apparatus, device, system, or any other article is one place where innovation comes. The other place where innovation comes is that any methodologies, any processes, or any manner of manufacture of a particular product. See, I could tell you, I have one pen with me in my hand. This pen is an article. I could say it is a product. To come out with this product, I need one machinery, right? And in the machinery, I have some process. I have to put in the plastics, I have to put in the mold, I have to arrange the dimensions. So some methodologies involved. So three aspects are coming into picture in the manufacture of this particular pen. A machinery is required, a methodology to be implemented in the machinery is required, and if those two are occurring simultaneously, I will get this in product pen out of that particular machinery. So inventions can take place in any of these three categories. It can be in the pen as such, or it can be in the methodology of manufacturing a pen, or it can be in the machine that is utilized in the design, in the manufacture of this pen. So innovations can take place at any of these three levels. That's what is shown here. It can be in the machine, apparatus, device, or it can be in the methodology applied on the particular apparatus, system or device, or a end product coming out of this apparatus or device. In any of these three categories, innovations can occur, and all such innovations are becoming eligible for protection under patents. Wherever the innovation is in these three categories, they become eligible for protection under patents. Fine. If you feel that you have innovated somewhere, some technology, somewhere, then don't hesitate. Take the initiative to go for protection. Fine. If you want to get a patent for your innovation, for your invention, there are three doors that your invention should pass through. We call them as the novel, non-obviousness, and usefulness. These are the three doors that your innovation has to pass through, which we check here. You should also be aware of these three things, so that before we check, you make a preliminary check on your innovation by yourself, so that your probability of getting a patent will be higher. So I am showing you all these slides. We will take up one after another. First, we will go into the novelty or newness. See, the shirt I am wearing, I tell you that this shirt is new. Will you blatantly accept my words? Absolutely not. You will keep on telling me, oh, could you say something? Why should we accept that your shirt is new? Right? You may not accept it. What I do is that I show you a bill on which my name is there, today's date is there, and it is mentioning about purchase of a shirt. Now I am showing you this bill. Will you now accept that this shirt of mine is new? Still you won't. You may say, sir, the shirt you are wearing may be different and the bill you are showing, that shirt might be different. Right. What I do is that in the bill, along with the bill, I put a small thumb-size photocopy of the shirt that I am wearing now. Now I show you. Will you accept now that this shirt of mine is new? Yes. Probability of acceptance is higher. My point here is, just to make you accept that my shirt is new, you expect me so many evidences. Don't we expect such evidences on your innovation for you to prove that your innovation to be new? Yes, we need evidences to acknowledge that your innovation is new. What are those evidences? We want two evidences. One, there should not be any publication about the technology that you have innovated, not only in India, anywhere in the world. Your technology that you have filed for protection through patent should not have been published, not only in India, in anywhere in the world, before the date of your filing in India. See, you have come out with some technology A that by mistake you have published in an IEEE conference. You have no idea about patents, so you have published it. And after 1 or 2 months, you take up the same technology and you come to our patent office and you file it for an application for registration. So it has been published. During our preliminary check, we will find out that so and so conferences of yours, of so and so journals is publishing your innovation. So we show you that your innovation is not new. This is one condition. The second condition is that your innovation should not be in public knowledge in India, or it should not be in public use in India. The technology that you have come for registration in India might be available in the shops nearby. Not have been published anywhere, but it's available in public use in India. Again, we show you it is in use in India before your filing date in India. So we tell you that your invention is not new. So to prove that your innovation is new, we check two conditions. You file your innovation today. So today is the deadline. From today's date, we check with all the prior journals, conferences, whatever it is, any print media, e-print or paper print, immaterial of that, all print medias are checked to see if the technology that you have innovated is available or not. Second, is it available in public use, in public knowledge in India? If these two conditions are met, then we acknowledge that your innovation is new. This is the first door. From my experience, almost 90% of the innovations will easily clear through this door. They will be novel. But the ambiguity, the issue comes with the second door, the inventive step or non-obviousness. There are only two aspects we check in the case of inventive step. Your invention should have a technical advancement, or it should be economically significant, or it should have both. This is what we check in the case of an inventive step. So what is this technical advancement? What is this economic significance? I could not understand anything about it. Please elaborate more about it. Yes, these are all some legal jargons, which if I keep on explaining, I have to spend hours together. I will take one or two examples and I will show you what is this technical advancement, what is this economic significance, how are we adjudging these two aspects in your invention is what I am going to show you in the next 2 or 3 slides. What is this? From the picture, I don't know how many of you will be able to identify what this picture is. It's actually the first invented ballpoint pen. You could see there, top side is shown there, bottom side also is the exact replica of it. 2 strips of metal foils. They are attached at their ends. And you could see one writing the 4, with the numeral 4, you could write is a writing cartridge that is inserted through the hole 3. This is the first invented ballpoint pen. And we could also see there the patent number, it is protected in US. And the 6-digit patent number, you could see that US 4732504. My question here is, are you still using this ballpoint pen? Or the ballpoint pen that you have in your hand, is it having any resemblance to this ballpoint pen that I am showing you in the picture? Absolutely not. You could at least tell me some 5-6 differences between the ballpoint pen that I am holding in my hand and the pen that I have shown you in the picture. Those 5 or 6 innovativeness you find in the ballpoint pen that I hold in my hand is a technical advancement. Fine. See for this pen. This is also another ballpoint pen. But in this ballpoint pen, and compare it with the earlier pen that I showed you, couldn't you see a marked difference with respect to the technology applied there? The ballpoint pen technology. Actually, this is a spring actuated ballpoint pen. The moment you click at the top, the spring gets activated and it moves the writing cartridge outside. And again, you the click pen, which you are all aware of. So now, this is the pen you have invented. And you have applied for the patent protection. What we do is that we study what are all the features available in this particular spring actuated ballpoint pen. What is the technology there? How is the spring positioned? How it is being activated by the knob at the top? Or is it pushing the writing cartridge outside? We completely study. This is what you are going to provide us also in the written document. Based upon the understanding of your technology, we go through all the journals, conferences, publications related to pens and see if such set of pens is available in the print media, in the public at large. If we find any similar technologies available, then we show you that your ballpoint pen is not innovative. There is no technical advancement. For example, I make a complete analysis of all the pens available in the print media, and I find only the earliest I showed you, only this pen I could find in the print media. And I compare this pen with the pen that you have invented now. And I myself could adjudge that's a complete technical advancement. This is how we decide upon technical advancement between your invention and all other inventions available in the print media till date. Fine. Now I show you one another pen. From the slide, you could understand what this pen is. Actually, it is to detect the RGB colors. Depending upon the colors detected, it will have a liquid ink inside, and the ink will get mixed accordingly. And the exact replica of the color is given out by the pen, which you could understand from the slide itself. And the picture is very clearly saying what the invention is. There are RGB sensors. You place the particular sensor in front of the article whose color you wanted to replicate. The sensors will sense the color of the article. Then, depending upon the color combinations, the liquid inks will get mixed up, and when you write, the exact replica of the color will be reproduced. Now, this is what you have innovated it. This is the pen which you innovated. Now, you are filing for a patent application. And if I make a search, and if I'm able to come out with the other two pens that I showed you in the earlier slides, do you think there is a technical advancement in this pen? If there is a technical advancement, what is the technical advancement in this pen? Because all the three pens have got cartridges to write. Is that the technical advancement? No. Then the technical advancement is the RGB sensors and the liquid ink inside which mixes itself depending upon the color sensed by the RGB sensor. So writing is not a technical advancement here because all three pens write. But the technical advancement here is the sensors, scannings, the color combination scanned, and the inks get mixed themselves depending upon the scanned color combinations, and it is given out. So now you could understand what an inventive step is from the three examples I have shown you. This is how we adjudge whether your innovation is technically advanced. Is there an inventive step? Is it non-obviousness? Is it the second door? But 90% of the applications are not able to clear this door. Newness, 19% clears, but inventive step, 90% falls here. So my point here is, you, before making any R&D, make this step as your first step. You would have identified some problem somewhere, and you would have decided upon that this is a problem upon which I'm going to work for the next 3-4 years, and I'm going to come out with an innovative solution. And before plunging into your R&D work, when you have a skeleton idea of how your next 2-3 years of R&D work is going to take place, make a preliminary search so that the work that you thought of doing so is not already existing in the art. Because we suggest, do not reinvent the wheel. At the end of the day, when you submit your thesis in front of the elite panel, and the elite panel says, this is already available in so and so journals and so and so conferences. Why have you come out again with this sort of work again? What would be your status? That is what is going to happen here also. At the end of the day, if we show you that this work which you have filed for a patent application is already existing, then all the work that you have done goes for a null. Let that not happen to you. So first and foremost, that you start before an R&D is to make a complete check of all the publications, whether the technology that you have thought of innovating is already available or not. Not only for patent, for R&D work itself, this is going to be the first step. And finally, the third door is the industrial applicability, which all engineering products will default have it. So let's not worry about the third door. So first two doors, the newness or novelty. The second one, inventive step or non-obviousness, are most important aspects in deciding whether your technology will get a patent right or not. Not only for patent right, in awarding you a PhD or not. So focus more on that particular domain and then start your R&D work if you're 100% sure that this technology upon which you're going to work is not available in the public at large. And this slide shows that 90% of not only patents, innovations in general are only improvements of already existing innovation. Nothing comes straight away from the sky. See, for example, if I have a pen here, maybe this pen is having some imbibed issues. I take up that imbibed issue in this pen as my source for innovation, as my source for R&D work. and work upon it and come out with a better qualified pen, which is overcoming the drawback in this pen. So almost all, that is how every technology evolves itself. It was first in the mobile communication, it was 1G, then came 2G, 3G, 4G, now it's 5G. So for 5G, 4G is the base. Every field of engineering will use its predecessor as its stepping stone for its further innovations. To show you that, I have to tell you this case law. IPL was just now over, and we are very frequent with this set of stems shown on the right side. And you know, this stems that I have shown you on the right side is a patent protected stem. The technology on the stem is patent protected. We have been playing cricket right from our childhood, and the stumps that is shown on the left is being used by us. How much will that stump cost? Hardly 100 rupees. The nearby sports shop, you could see that stumps 100 to 100 rupees. But could any of the stores sell you the stumps that I shown you on the right side? You could not find that stumps in any of the stores, sports stores. Why not? It's all because of patents. What is there in this particular stump that is becoming it eligible for a patent? I am not able to hear you, but I'll answer it myself. I find 3 features there. 1, the lights in the stumps. These lights in the stems as well as the bales, they glow once the bale is coming, is being disconnected from the stumps. This is one feature that you could visually find out. Lights being placed, and these lights glow when the bales are not in contact with the stems. Then you could also find the pinhole cameras on the stems, which is what is helping us to decide LBWs. Also, you could have crystal clear speakers to decide chord behinds. During DRS options, you could see chord behind options and all. They show you those spikes. It's all decided upon the speakers installed in the particular stems. So 3 features are being installed in this particular stem. 1, lights that glow when the bales get disconnected from the stems. 2nd, pinhole cameras precision enough to capture the ball in front of the stems, and an accurate mic and speaker to tell you even a small niche between the ball and bat and ball and pad. So these 3 features are being incorporated in the stems. Who has done it? An Australian, his name is E. Cartman. He is the person who has come out with this stems, novel stems. And you know, this guy has protected the stems through patents in almost all 140, 150 countries in the world. My subsequent question here is that, sir, placing a light, a pinhole camera, and a speaker in a stump will make it innovative. Do you think this will give it a technical advancement as compared to the stems that is shown on the left? This question should naturally arise in your mind. Yes, these features alone have made it innovative. Why? Because this guy, E. Cartman, has not as such implemented the technology that he has learned. Right from our childhood, you know that for a light to glow, what should happen? The circuit should close. Only when the circuit closes, the current flows and the light glows. This is what we have learned. For a light to glow, the circuit should close. But what happens here? When the circuit is closed, means when the base is in close contact with the stems, light doesn't glow. Only when the circuit is open, when the bales are taken off from the stem, when the circuit is open, the light glows. Could you understand the difference? The technical advancement? In all our engineering concepts, we studied for a light to glow, the circuit should close. Has he implemented it as such here? No. For this light on the stem and bales to glow, the circuit has to get opened. The circuit has to get dislodged. This is the feature. He has not as such replaced the studied technology here. He has used absolutely different technologies for which he has become eligible, this particular stem has become eligible for a patent protection. Technical advancement. Could you realize where the technical advancement is? You realize where is the improvement from existing technology? So I showed you the innovation in the stem. I showed you that he has protected his technology in almost 130, 140 countries around the world, protection. And I will also tell you the third aspect, the commercialization. Could you tell me the price of this particular stems? The stem that I showed you on the left cost you some 200, 300 rupees. Then what would be the price of the stems with the light? Any guess? It's actually 25 lakh rupees in Indian money, 25 lakhs. For a game to be played, how many pairs of such stems are needed? One at the runner side, one at the batsman side. So 2 pairs are needed. So 50 lakhs. But you know, for any game, they will have 2 more pairs as a standby. If at all these stems gets broken, immediate replacement they need. So 2 more pairs in standby. So for a game, they need 4 pairs of stems. If 1 pair of stems costing 25 lakhs, what is the total cost for one game to be played? 1 crore. You see the market value of this particular one work, innovative work. E. Cartman is earning 1 crore rupees out of this single innovation he has come out with. Had he not protected his innovation through patents, you, me, or any other person would have come out with this stems and he would have started earning it. That was stopped because of the protection. Had there been no protection, any Tom, Dick, and Harry would have come out with this sort of stems and they would have been earning it. But now the entire revenue is going to E. Cartman. This is not the end of the story. The business mind should also play a major role after you innovate. Had E. Cartman sold 4 pairs to ICC and 4 pairs to BCCI, his stems story would have stopped there. Why? Because these stems do not break at whatever speed you throw the ball. They are all made up of fiberglass. 130, 140 kilometers you throw the ball, they hit the stems doesn't break. So what happens is that once E. Cartman sells the stems to BCCI or ICC for any number of matches, these stems could be reutilized. So the total market would have been only 2 crores for E. Cartman. He realized that this is not going to work with me. 2 crores is a very small amount. So what he thought is that in signing an agreement with BCCI and ICC, he told, I am ready to share you 4 pairs of stems for 1 crore rupees. But at the end of the day, the 4 pairs of stems should be returned back to me. This is what the agreement is. And since ICC and BCCI are in need of such stems, they signed the agreement. Now we realize for how better E. Cartman has translated his 2 crore market into multi-crore market. Because recently some IPL 2020 they paid some 40-50 matches. Every match they paid 1 crore. Means for 50 matches, he's got 50 crores. 1 crore has been translated into 50 crores now. He has not sold the stems. E. Cartman has not sold the stems. He has given only on rent to BCCI for every match. And the rent is now 1 crore. So again, it's not only that you should be technically strong. You should also be strong in several other aspects to be a successful entrepreneur. But to all this to happen, the 3 cycles has to be repeated. You do innovative research work, you go for protection, and then you commercialize it. During commercialization, your business mind should always be wide open to fully extrapolate upon, to fully exploit upon your R&D work. So I think now you will be clear enough in understanding the importance of protection of your R&D work through IP. With this, I'll move further. So I told you that there are 3 doors: novelty, inventive step, and industrial applicability. These are the major hurdles in deciding upon awarding a patent to you or not. If you clear these 3 doors, 99% chances you have in getting a patent. And there is a minimum of 1% left out, which is some non-patentable inventions available with almost every countries. And in non-patentable inventions, we acknowledge that what you have come out with is an invention, but still we don't give you patent. Why? Because it is in some way or other affecting or injuring the public, and we have got some 8 to 10 clauses, subclasses there. Let us not worry about all those 10 subclasses at this stage. Let us take up all those aspects at the later stages. Let us skip this. Now let me go straight away into the various provisions available with you in filing a patent application. Fine. What is this slide telling you about it? The moment I ask you who invented the telephone, unanimously I get the answer as Alexander Graham Bell. But this is the bizarre in the history that in 1876, Elisha Gray as well as Alexander Graham Bell both were involved in developing of phone. Both of them were working in US on the same technology of converting the voice signal into electrical signal and transmitting it over the cable, and again converting the electrical signal into voice signal. But Elisha Gray was not aware about Graham Bell's innovation, and yet Graham Bell was not aware of Elisha Gray's innovation. Both are working in US, but none of them are knowing about the other's innovation. In April 10th of 1876, Graham Bell went to the United States Patent Office and he filed an application for patent registration at 10 o'clock in the morning. The same day, same month, same year, Elisha Gray went to the same office evening 4 o'clock and he filed the same technology for patent registration under his name. Matter of 6 hours, changed history. Now we all know that only Graham Bell invented the phone technology. None of us know about Elisha Gray, though both work upon the same technology at the same time. So patent has changed history. You could realize how important time in saving your research work. We also realize that. That's why we have given you an option called provisional specification, wherein you need not wait till the completion of your research. You have identified the problem, you have identified the probable technology on which you are going to work, and the probable solution you are going to obtain. Don't wait till the end of the research. At that stage itself, come to the patent office, file an application for patent, stating whatever you have researched till that date. It's called a provisional application. The data that you have at hand till that particular date can be compiled together and could be filed as an application, because time is important, date is important. Like Graham Bell, you should also be advanced in time. Do not lose the technology like Elisha Gray. So we suggest you do not wait till the completion of your research. Provisional specification is an option we are giving you. If you are in the midway of your research, you probably know what would be the outcome. Then there itself you could go to the patent office, file a provisional specification. That particular date will be awarded to you as early as possible. Advanced date will be awarded to you. Okay, after filing the provisional, carry on with your research work. But the timeline is fixed. After filing a provisional, maximum is 12 months. Within the 12 months, you need to complete your research, finalize the outcome, and you have to file a complete specification. If you forget to file a complete specification within 12 months, the provisional specification that you have filed will be deemed to be abandoned. So after filing a provisional, the clock has started to tick. Only 12 months. There are some provisions where this 12 months can be extended, but let's not worry about all those aspects. You keep in mind it's only 12 months. Within the 12 months, finish your research and file a complete specification. If you are filing a complete specification, the date on which you file the provisional specification will still be valid, and that will be the date accorded to you as the date of filing, and you will give the advance date. If at all, after you file a provisional specification, after 6 months after you file a provisional specification, some party B is filing an application for the same technology, then the party B will be shown your technology and they will be rejected a patent. So time is important. Timeline is very important with respect to patents. So make use of this provisional specification. Fine. There are 5 categories of applications we have in patents. Ordinary application, convention, PCT national phase, then divisional application, patent application. There are 5 categories. I am going to talk about only the ordinary application to you, because that is what is of importance to you at this stage. So let us focus only on the ordinary application. In the ordinary application, these are all the features we expect. If you are with the idea of filing a patent application for your technology, you could also take a snapshot of this particular slide. We expect all these features in your company specification. Like you prepare a document for registration of your land, you tell who the seller, who the buyer, where the land is, what is the north side, what is the south side, what is the east, west, like that. You prepare some document. This is similar to that sort of document. This is a complete specification, is what is going to completely disclose what your invention is. We expect a title, because this title, we have seen the first foremost slides itself. It will be appearing in the patent certificate. So title is important. Your name and your title is appearing in the patent certificate itself. So take care in filing, in coining a title that is appropriately giving an impression of what the technology you work upon. Title should be maximum 15 words, not more than 15 words. Those 15 words should be coined well enough to give a third person on what technology you worked upon. Title itself should be ready enough to tell you on what technology you worked upon. Then comes the field of the invention. This is an extrapolated version of the title, wherein you will tell a bit more information on what field, maybe in the field of mechanical engineering, in the field of mechanical engineering, in the field of internal combustion engines. This is what more extrapolated details will be in the field of invention. Then comes the uses of your invention. There comes advantages, drawbacks, everything in the uses of the invention could club together. There are advantages, uses. Then comes the prior art. We call it as the problem that is available. For which problem, what are all the other possible solutions other people have come up with. What I could say is a literature survey. Generally, in your parlance, you call it as a literature survey, right? You call it as a prior art. For the problem that you have identified, what are all the related solutions that is available in the art to which you are known to? Those solutions you could club together in the prior art. And also tell me what are all the drawbacks in the prior art which force you to go into this particular research which you have done now. You will also be very happy if you are giving it as a comparison tabular column between the prior art and your invention. In what aspects your invention is advanced in technology as compared to your prior art. Then you come out with an abstract or summary of the invention. This should be maximum 150 words. Summary of the invention should maximum be 150 words, not more than that. In the summary of the invention, we generally tell people to give it in 2 paragraphs as the problem solution approach. First para of 2-3 lines tell us what was the problem. The next para of 5-6 lines, the probable solution you have come out with. It's not mandatory that you should come out with this format alone in the summary, in the abstract, but if you are providing it in this aspect, it will be well and good. Easy for us to understand and easy for any person to understand. Then comes the detailed description of the invention, wherein you detail out every minute work you have done in coming out with this particular innovation. Even if there have been any failure models, include them. Do not neglect it. Even if there are any versions which you feel was below than your expectations, which forced you to come out with this particular product, include them. We suggest you to keep as many as titles as possible, subtitles in the detailed description. Also, you could use any number of figures to explain your innovation, because a figure is a diagram, a drawing is equal to 1,000 words. So use as many as diagrams possible. Top view, side view, sectional view, any view which you feel is going to clearly explain your research work. and explain all those diagrams in this detailed description. We also suggest you to keep the description, the sentences to be short and sweet. Let the paragraphs have some full stops, commas, so that we understand. As an innovator, whatever you write, you will understand. But as a third person, for me and for a startup company or any other company or interest in your technology, they should also understand what your technology is. Only then they will come for a license agreement to you. So we are all going to read only in this part of the specification. So the detailed description should be elaborate, should be having maximum subtitles, should include as many figures, as many diagrams possible, should include as many as examples or period models or prototypes which you feel will clearly explain your technology to any third person. And finally, claims. Claims is the legal part. So till now, what I have discussed to you is the technical part, because every patent or every IPR is a techno-legal document. The claims is an aspect which is a legal part in the technical specification. So to tell you how a claim is, I will show you one particular slide. This is the structure for this claim. It should have a preamble, a body, and the preamble and body should be linked by a linking words. Say, for example, you come up with a pen. The pen is what I have innovated. So now I am writing a claim for the pen. How I write is that here is there. Then I ask you to insert the title. The title will be a writing medium. I'm not restricting it to pen alone. I'm making it wider. A writing medium. Then I put comprising. That is the linking word. A writing medium comprising. Then I have told you list the parts one by one. What are the parts in this pen? There is a cap. There is a body of the pen. There is a writing medium. There is a particular slidable notch attaching the writing medium with respect to the body of the pen. So these are all the 4 parts I have. So I am going to list all the parts one by one. Here, writing equipment, writing equipment, that will be more better. A writing equipment comprising a writing medium, a body to accommodate the writing medium, a tunable notch to fix the writing medium in the body of the pen, and a cap that is covering the writing medium. So this is how a claim for the pen is written. I have listed the parts. Then I also told you how those parts are interconnected. I have told you in the claim itself. I think this will give you a fair idea as to how a claim has to be written for a pen. Similarly, the claim for your innovation should also be written. This is slide is showing you structure as to how a claim has to be. That should be here. Then insert the title which is most appropriate to the invention of yours. Then a linking word comprising. Then you list the various parts in the particular invention of yours. Then you tell how the parts are interlinked one another to each other in coming out with the complete structure of the innovation. I hope this would give you a fair idea as to how you should write a specification. Maybe I should not go beyond time. With this slide, I will put an end. And I also hope that I have conveyed you the knowledge of translating your R&D work into a patent specification. This is only a bird's eye view. I have not come out with complete details, but this is going to be a stepping stone for you. Put in your hands in converting your R&D work into a protected, registered IPR work and translate that registered work into a beautiful commercial product and earn as much as profit, reputation from your R&D work. This is only a bird's eye view. Once you start writing, you will have n number of questions coming to your mind, during which stage I will again come into picture, and I will also clear all the doubts arising to you at that particular stage. This is only an opening section. First, put your ink. Then we will talk in elaborate. based upon the doubts you get in your mind. Thank you. If at all you have any questions here, you could post to me.
Sir, we have a question in the chat box. Actually, one of the participants is asking, so can we claim the rights for our invention after getting published?
No, that is what I have told you. See, in the case of novelty, I told you what are the conditions for determining that your innovation is novel. I told two conditions. It should not have been published anywhere in the world, not only in India, anywhere in the world. And it should not be in public use in India. So if you publish your innovation, this criteria is not met. So what is this is that go for protecting first, at least filing first. File for an application of patent, then go for publication. Sir, I have already published. Now what shall I do? If that is what your question is, see, we have a provision here. If you are published within 1 year, then that 1 year you ignore. You go for filing. If it is beyond 1 year, nothing could be done. If your publication is within 1 year, you could take that work for protection. You ignore that publication. If it is beyond 1 year, nothing could be done out of it. Do some other research work and go for protection. So go for filing first, then go for publication.
So the other question is from other participants. So do we have to apply for after first 20 years to retain the patents?
No, sir. 20 years is fixed. After 20 years, you cannot extend it, you cannot renew it, nothing could be done. After 20 years, it is in public domain. Anyone can utilize this technology. This pen technology, this is a patent. I have shown you the pen patented technology there. Do you think that only one company is still manufacturing the pen? There are hundreds of companies manufacturing the pen. And then how is it possible? Because 20 years of patent term is over for the pen. So in the 20 years period, you could commercialize your work. No one else can manufacture the pen. But now 20 years is over. After 20 years, any Tom, Dick and Harry can manufacture the pen. You cannot question that. Because within 20 years, you could have maximum benefit out of it. So 20 years is fixed.
So other one is asking about Australian innovation patent. So and how much it costs? Like that, some people is asking. So they want to know about Australian
patent. See, the fee structure varies from country to country. In India, you need to file two forms mandatory: Form 1 and Form 18. Form 1 for individual is 1,600, and for Form 18 is 4,000. So totally, it's coming to approximately some 6,000, 7,000 rupees for India. In Australia, you have to check with the Australian Patent Office. I'm not very sure about it. They'll be giving you in Australian dollars. It might be of this amount only, somewhere around 10,000 might be. I'm not very sure about it. In India, to get to file an application of patent, two forms are mandatory: Form 1 and Form 18. For these two forms, per individual, it's almost 6,000, 7,000. That's the fees in India.
So then other thing is that the unique technology, like so whoever having a novelty, so like people already got patent. Like if you want to see some example of patent equipment or device or product, so where can we see? So,
see, our ipindia.nic.in is the site. IP, I for India, P for patent. ipindia.nic.in. If you go there, under the link patents, there will be public search. The option is public search. If you click on the public search, a new window will open. It's a search engine wherein you can type in there are so many fields available, right from the title of the invention, right from the abstract, right from the applicant name, a company, or there are so many options available. Choose any one that you know. Maybe if you're working in some 5G communication technology, mobile phone 5G communication technology, then select the abstract field and type in 5th generation mobile communication, wireless communication, whatever you think is appropriate, and make a search. So whatever applications that have been filed in India on that particular technology will be displayed. If you want to have, this is only in India. If you want to have a worldwide scenario, I will suggest you Google Patents. Google Patents is the site wherein you could go and key in your search query, and they will give you predominantly US documents, and they will also give you other country documents also of that related technology. So one is IP India site, the other is Google Patents. you could replace these two sites.
Okay. So I think so we have given enormous details about initial registration of patents, and actually during your busy schedule you have given that 1.5 hours time for us. I think there are some other repeated questions only, so I think it's enough. I think we have utilized more time to give brief about innovation protecting through patents. So like so we are getting different type of nurtures to this session. So once again, I really thank for your timing and we thank for the session. So I think we will meet up in once the situation gets normal, so we can meet you in direct through conventional modes. So to have direct queries and other options about the patents and other copyrights also. So I really thank yourself for today's session, and I thank once again to the participants to have. I think that you have got some introduction and I think a brief knowledge about the pattern. So we will meet up in the other session soon. Sir, I really thank you once again. So before winding, so we will meet up in the conventional models soon. So I will keep in touch with you to connect you for other session also.